The Flash just may be the dumbest character in the DCEU. I know what you're thinking. That can't be. Sure, he's offbeat, maybe even a little goofy, but stupid? No way. Way. Don't believe me? Let's get into it. At the start of the Flash movie, 3 things are made abundantly clear. First, Barry Allen is one hungry hippo. Second, Barry's mom is deader than disco. And third, Barry's dad has been wrongfully convicted of perpetrating said mommy murder. So when Barry accidentally discovers that he can travel through time, it is on like Donkey Kong to save Mommy Dearest. Now, being one of the world's greatest superheroes, Barry waits for the killer to strike so his mother can identify him, then beats the crap out of him at the speed of light before leaving him hogtied on the porch for the police to find. Oh wait, he didn't do any of that. All he did was some crap with a can of tomatoes, because it's fine if the murderer goes and kills someone else's mom, just so long as it isn't his.
Don't forget the tomato.
But whatever. On his way back to the present, he's knocked into the not quite so past by Spiky Gollum here, where he discovers his world has been turned upside down. Batman has arthritis, Superman has boobies, and Barry has an alternate version of himself that's slower in every way. Basically, a lot of stuff is messed up. And the reason?
When you go back and change the past, you create a fulcrum. You put yourself on a whole nother strand of spaghetti. New future, new path.
So now Barry knows that his attempts to save his mom aren't just futile, they're dangerous. He knows it, but not. Fast forward to our heroes fighting General Zod. Fighting and losing. But that's okay, because young Barry can just go back in time and try again. Which he does. A lot. He does it so much, in fact, that we come to learn that Barry, is really just a future version of him. We need to pause here for a moment. We already know that Barry's metabolism is astonishingly fast, so he's always hungry. And we also know that evil Barry has been doing this loop a very, very long time.
More than you can dream.
Now, do you see a Pedialyte in evil Barry's hands? Maybe some beef jerky stuck on one of those spikes? No? Then I think we're forced to conclude that a fair amount of these time loops were dedicated to refueling. Now, in this swath of desert, what food source is not just available, but abundant? That's right. Barry, and eventually Barry, are cannibals. Does this guy look like he's carrying a Snickers? No. Inhuman monster, case closed. Where were we? Right. Only when the multiverse starts tearing itself apart does Barry finally have his epiphany.
We can save her, and we can save them.
No, we can't. This is inevitable. We can try 1,000,000 times, and we're not going to be able to fix this no matter what we do. This world dies. I can save everyone. Nobody dies!
Not every problem has a solution.
This makes Cannibal Barry angry, or hungry, and he tries to kill Barry Prime. But this happens instead. Whoops! So now Barry knows that Supergirl has to die, Mommy has to die, this whole world has to die, because any change to the past, no matter how insignificant, isn't worth the risk to the rest of the multiverse. Or does he? Apparently, the unfathomable amount of death and destruction he just witnessed wasn't enough of a lesson, because Barry can't help but go back to the past and change one
tiny, insignificant detail.
Here. Right here, you can clearly see my client, Mr. Allen.
He sets in motion a chain of events that will clear his father's name and spare him from a life in prison. If this wasn't stupid enough, after the hearing, when Barry leaves the courtroom, shock of all shocks, Batman isn't Batman. Again. And Barry is absolutely dumbfounded.
Who the fuck is this?
But he had to know something bad was going to happen. Didn't he? If he did, that means he's selfish, reckless, and dangerous. Kinda like this guy. But if he truly didn't know something was going to happen, after everything he went through, then his IQ doesn't even break double digits. And it's time for Batman, to make this tall drink of stupid hang up his sneakers before he breaks something that he can't fix with a can of tomatoes. But what do I know?